In this video, we will go through 4 things that I personally like about remote studies, especially now that universities have been forced to organize the majority of their courses online. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If this is the first time we are meeting, my name is Oliver and I'm a master's student in economics at Aalto University in Finland. And on this channel we talk about education and early career development, specifically here in Finland. So if you are new here, do consider subscribing. As mentioned in this video, we will go through 4 things that I think are positive about remote teaching. With all the negative discussion about the current crisis and 2020 in general, I wanted to give you my 2 cents and highlight some of the good parts about taking university studies online. Jumping right into the first one, which is the fact that studying from home gives you more flexibility and you can be more comfortable compared going to the campus and sitting in a crowded lecture hall. With this, I mean that you don't necessarily have to stress about the same things that you would normally do when going to the campus. These things could include stuff like what kind of clothes to put on, or how should I perhaps put on my makeup today. When working from home, you could, and I know that this is a bit of a cliche, literally study in your pajamas. Being at home also makes it possible for you to stand up in the middle of the lecture and, for example, make a cup of coffee or do a quick exercise, all while listening to your professor through your headphones. This is especially great if you are like me and you sometimes have trouble going through a multi-hour lecture without getting tired. Just the fact that you can get up, walk to your kitchen and make a cup of coffee or do a couple of push-ups can do all the difference in your ability to stay focused through your classes. The second great thing about studying at home is the time efficiency that you can achieve by not having to commute to the campus and moving between different buildings and classrooms. Simply traveling back and forth to and from the campus by public transportation, bike, or even electric scooter takes some time that could be used elsewhere. Also, there are times when your classes are scheduled just far enough apart that there is no point in going back home in between, but because you have to move across the campus to get to the next lecture, there isn't enough time to work on something productive either. However, when working from home, you don't have to worry about either of these things. Rather, you could use the time between your classes more efficiently by, for example, putting some final touches on your notes or by revising what you just learned in the previous class before the next one begins. Or, if you simply want to sleep late, you could dress up and eat your breakfast just before or even during the first lecture of the day. Of course, from a productivity perspective, this might not be the best idea, but it is still possible, which is really nice, especially in the mornings when you simply don't feel like getting up early. Anyways, before we continue to the next section of this video, let me stop for just a second to thank HOAS for their continuing support with this channel. HOAS, or the Foundation for Student Housing in the Helsinki region, is a non-profit foundation that rents, builds and maintains housing for students in the Helsinki metropolitan area. I've personally been living in their apartments throughout my studies, and I really recommend that you apply for one of their almost 10,000 apartments in the Helsinki region. More information about HOAS and their apartments through the links in the description box below. Talking about student apartments, the third positive thing about remote studying is the fact that you get to set up your workspace at home according to your needs and preferences, and you get to work on your own terms instead of trying to get to the library early enough just so that you could reserve that one specific seat that you really like. I'm sure that this divides you guys into pretty much 2 different groups. Some of you, like me, hate working from home because there's simply too many distractions around. But then again, some of you will find it much easier because you have a dedicated space that is set up just the way you like it. No matter which category you belong to, try to create and organize your study space so that it minimizes the amount of distractions and so that you can simply sit down and start working. Having to move things around and organize the space each morning can create a threshold that could keep you from actually utilizing the space effectively. As I mentioned in this video, the ability to simply sit down and start working with as small amount of hassle as possible will do a great deal for your motivation and productivity. Jumping to the next topic, in my humble opinion, this is one of the best things about doing lectures online, and it is that most lectures are finally recorded and posted online to university course portals. I know that I mentioned this in my previous videos as well, but to reiterate, this is awesome because many people, like yours truly, sometimes have problems focusing during long lectures, and that often means that I miss that one really important thing that was said during the lecture that I definitely would have needed in order to prep for my exams. Also, the second issue that I've had with traditional lectures is that I found it extremely hard to write good notes while also listening to the lecturer and absorbing the information. This means that I've usually either been able to do notes or focus on what is said, neither of which is enough on its own. However, now that we have recordings of most lectures, it's super easy to go back and re-watch either the entire lecture or just a small part of it in order to revise the notes that you've made live, or perhaps to find that one thing that you weren't able to process during the live stream. Having lecture recordings also means that you can learn at your own pace. This is absolutely brilliant. All of us learn differently, and depending on your previous knowledge and expertise on the subject being taught, the traditional classroom lectures might or might not support your personal study methods and pace. However, with recorded lectures, you can always go back and re-watch parts of the lectures that you did not understand or catch live. This in turn allows you to process the information at your own speed, thus helping you learn better. Anyways, that is it for this video. These were just some of the things that I've personally found positive about the current situation, even in the midst of all the crap that we've collectively had to go through. However, I would really like to hear what you have to say about the topic, so please let me know about your experiences in the comments below. If you found this video interesting or helpful, do give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might also be interested in the topic. Also, if you have anything to ask about this or any other topic related to studying or working in Finland, do write them down in the comment section down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.